Okay, this is going to be like a slow walkthrough of my garden so far. I'm going to talk about every single plant, so you have to be a real hardcore gardener to want to watch this one. This right here is my black cherry tomato plant. And as you can see, it looks to be doing good. It's got a little fruit on it, but there's so little. This whole plant is very small. It looks like it's growing, but it's like a dwarf or a midget or something like that. It's a bonsai tomato plant. It's a black cherry hybrid, so it's supposed to get big, but it's going a lot slower than all of my other tomato plants that I bought at the same time as this. Here is a celebrity tomato plant. It's producing fruit. The flowers are looking good. This is a clipping of the sucker from this one, and it's doing really good. It's making tomatoes. There's a little watermelon down in there next to it. Here's the mother, which that one came from. And I was worried earlier about this plant here. See, it's got some tomatoes. This one has a crack in it, a little crack, but the rest don't. It's making fruit. The flowers look nice and healthy. But that was not always the case. This one, I thought it had that root end rot or whatever because the flowers were falling off and getting dry. But it stopped doing that. It just stopped by itself. Same thing with this plant. This is a Bonnie Original. See, the flowers are doing good now, but they weren't. It's making fruit up here. Ah! Ah! Excuse me. Pardon me. Stupid phone's butt dialing people on me. Okay, so, yeah, this plant broke right here and fell down because I was not properly taking care of it, because I was planning on killing it because I thought it was diseased. But it's surviving, so I cut the part that fell. It has a lot of tomatoes on it, and I'm going to try to get those, even though they're all split up looking. I cut all the suckers and the end off of this one, put them in a pot, so I'm going to try to transplant them as soon as those take root. I'm just going to take this out of here and put some new ones because it's still early enough in the summer. But I don't even know if I want that. I like cherry tomatoes more than anything. And here's one that's doing phenomenal. Let me get the view from this. This is going up the fence perfectly. Look at that. It's loving that fence. It's making lots of cherry tomatoes. I pick them before they get completely red. When they're like a little yellow, I pick them, and it's working out great. No birds have eaten them. Here's another cherry tomato. They were bought at the same exact time in the same container, but luckily I got 2 for 1. And this one's been pumping out a lot of them. See, look, this one's past my belly button, and the summer is still young. Spring, it's not even summer. Look, I've been harvesting off of this guy. It's a Roma tomato. I tied it up so it'll live, but this fell over a long time ago and I trimmed it up. There's 2 tomatoes left. There was 6, but I ate the other ones. They were pretty good. Here's another Roma that fell over. These were from hybrid seeds, so I really don't care about them too much. Another Roma, hybrid seeds. This one's making pretty good size, little clusters. That one's still young too, though. We'll see how it comes out. And there's another one that's on the fence, another Roma. I don't like Roma anyway. So that's what's against the fence on this side. The side of my shop. My shop's over here. Little storage building over here. Here's some Roma tomatoes that some Mexican dude weed eated all around. I took all the destroyed ones off, but I got a few more coming in. Here's another one that got weed eated. Here's a watermelon plant that got weed eated. I don't know if it's gonna make a watermelon, I doubt it. It looks like it's pretty screwed up. I got some peppers that I don't know what kind of peppers they are here. It's from this plant. That when I bought it from a garage sale, it had one little pepper hanging off and all the seeds. I put them all around here and they all grew. This is a bell pepper though. It was a reject that I just put in here to see if it would live, and it lived. Here's my watermelons on the side. There's some growing on the ground here. They still have a bit to go yet. They're still cooking. Little babies. These are all the ones on the ground. There might be some more in there, but I don't know if they are or not. Here's my hill. Excuse me, I got the sniffles. Blow a snot rocket real quick. Oh, that's better. That's better. Okay, look. These are my cantaloupes. Those are some watermelon. They're on a hill that requires watering twice a day, and it's not even that hot. So when the summer comes, I have to find some way to keep this thing watered, automated. But it's got some cantaloupes in there. You can see like there's a whole bunch of them. Here's one that looks like it stopped growing. Here's the biggest watermelon I have so far. The name of that one, I had named it Nicole Brown Simpson. Here's a watermelon in here. Look, oh look, there's 3 good ones on the hill, and there's this one. Let me see. There's that one, but there's also this one right here, and it just like stopped growing. I want to see if it actually ripens that small. That'd be cool. And let's see, I got one down there somewhere on the side of the wall. Melons galore. And okay, here are the cantaloupes I got on the side. I fertilized them. They're looking better. I fertilized 2 days ago, and every time I fertilize, it trips me out how big stuff gets on that. This is a cantaloupe that I planted in the ground, not too deep, so they're not doing that great compared to some other ones that I'll show you later. But they're doing good now. They're looking better. I think they like that fertilizer. I know they do. They were a lot more yellow yesterday. Miracle Grow, man. People knock it. People knock that shit, man. Not me, buddy. I'm growing all this stuff in sterile dirt, man. Like literally. I'll show you where I'm getting the dirt from. It's all this crap and then some clay, and Miracle Grow is like giving it the nutrition. Look, melon on the crappy vine. So if these are getting melons, then the ones over there. This is a spare. I got a spare here in case something happens to some of these little babies out here that I'll get to in a bit. This is a bell pepper that I never did find a home for. The reason is because I don't even like bell peppers, and I got some growing over here. That's a spare too, so that one's probably, I don't know, I should plant it because I don't like it. I hate it. Okay, heirloom tomatoes. I bought these in a 4-pack when they were little bitty. But now they're getting fruit. They're getting bigger. This one right here is 2 plants that are growing side by side that I never did thin. But they're growing, each one is bigger than all the rest, so I'll leave it. I have a feeling I'll be having too many tomatoes to deal with later on anyway. Look, it's growing fruit. Heirloom Homestead tomatoes, what it's called. Let me get on the other side of the sun, I guess that'd help. Homestead. They're all producing fruit now. They look like they got quite a few on there. I don't know if you can see them or not. Looking good, flowers looking good on that. These are some watermelons that are doing good in the ground. They got a later start than the ones on the hill. See, I got them going all the way down there. At the end is a zucchini, and that one's getting yellow because I'm getting sick of eating zucchini because I've been having a lot of them lately coming out. So these are all watermelons in the ground. Let me show you the best one only. This one, this monster starfish looking plant here. And the thing about this, it's in the ground. It's got a pretty good sized little reservoir there for water to stay in. And this one, unlike the hill ones, has 2 ripening melons on it that are growing pretty fast. The other ones only have 1 each, and this one has 2 so far. And the thing about this one is, I actually went and pollinated them myself, so I might have to do that with the rest of these. Even though there's constantly moths swarming on them, there's like been so windy. Okay, so this is a reject here that's getting big, and now it's doing great. They're all doing good. The reason they started off slower than the hills watermelons is because when I took them out of that, when I was thinning them, I would just pull them out and it only had like a tiny little root. But later on I found out, because I was using these pots, that really the roots were giant, and I'm lucky that it survived. It's doing good over here. These are all squash. I have not eaten one yet, but it has a lot. I fertilized yesterday. Look at these pretty flowers. I fertilized yesterday and they're greening up. They were kind of yellow. It's hard to tell how many are in here because of the leaves, but there's lots of them in here. At least 20. This is the biggest one probably. Either this one or this one. I don't know which one's the biggest one. These are my zucchinis. Like I said, they're doing really good. I've been giving away zucchinis, been eating them. My dog eats them, he loves them. Like, he will literally eat them until I stop giving them to him. But I won't give him that many because yellow, sweet, yellow cherry tomato right here. This thing is growing by leaps and bounds. Like, it is the fastest growing plant that I have. And it is making fruit. It's younger than the other cherry tomatoes. It's gonna grow bigger than them pretty soon. I have some babies from that one too. So I got some little stake things going on. I'm gonna have to weld some stakes into the ground. I'm gonna hammer some stuff and then weld them on later on, hopefully. But this is the Black Prince. All my plants took up that fertilizer yesterday or day before, and just like noticeable growth from that fertilizer. I'm gonna probably step it up to twice a week, and I think I'm gonna do that because every time I fertilize, I can tell. Like the next day I come out here, it's like steroids or something. Okay, this is a what is that? It's a Mr. Stripey. That's a Mr. Stripey, and it's got some flowers. I don't see any fruit. Maybe there's a fruit there. Look, is it a fruit or not? I think it is. It looks like it's gonna make fruit if it's not already. Look, Purple Cherokee. This one is making fruit, but I don't know where it is. I thought I saw some before, maybe not, but it's looking great. I bought all these at the same time as those black cherries, but those black cherries suck. Here's some ground cantaloupe plants growing nicely. They don't take much water compared to the hills. That's the way we're gonna do it from now on. In the ground. Another zucchini. I don't like zucchini anymore. I don't care about it. Another cantaloupe in the ground. Cantaloupe in the ground, doing great. It has a little deformed melon there that I can see. You might have more in there, but I haven't really looked. Here is a clipping or a sucker from that yellow cherry, and when I planted it, it was like the smallest sucker you could actually pinch. And now look at it, doing great. If it explodes in growth like the other one, when I got that other one, it was way smaller than this one, and that wasn't long ago, so this one should be something to look at. Here's one that I planted at the same time as that other one. Same exact size, but this one's a lot smaller, but it's just now starting to pick up. Like it was little tiny for a long time, but now it's starting to get big. Another ground cantaloupe. Here, eggplant, 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 eggplant. And then eggplant over here. That one looks good, no bugs. See, a lot of these eggplants, they got eaten up by bugs when they were little. It looks like some of them are still getting eaten by bugs. This one has two. I need to thin it later. See which one the bugs eat less. Bugs, bugs, bugs. And I'm not using any pesticide this year because I feel bad for using it before killing all the bees. But look, the two best looking eggplants, the biggest ones, they look like they're doing good. They're unmolested. And you know, normally I would get all like freaked out about the bugs eating my eggplants, but I don't give a shit about eggplants. Now if they were eating my watermelons or something, I don't know, man. I might get a little angry about that. But eggplants, I don't care about eggplants. I probably eat like 2 eggplants a year, and I buy them. Okay, so out here, see, man, I love this watermelon. This is my favorite. This one and that yellow cherry clipping. The starfish one, man, that one's gonna produce. These are all ground cantaloupes. I got 12 of them. 12 of them planted very well. And if those other ones in the ground are any indication, these are gonna do even better. And I got 12 of them. They only need watering once a day the next morning, and they're still moist because of my holes, my little reservoirs. Here's 10 sugar babies. Watermelons. They're different kind of watermelons than the one I have over there. And I planted it from seeds, and look. All 10 of these are growing. They started growing. It's kind of a waste of water to start the seeds in the ground because you can start them in little pots, but still, it's less hassle, kind of. Not really. It's more hassle. Here are 10 Congo melons. Some of them are growing, some of them are not. Let me just feel this dirt here. It looks kind of dry, but it's not. These have a longer germination than the other ones, so. See? But some of them are growing, some aren't. I have a feeling they're all going to because I put more than one seed in. I only got 1 minute of tape left. It's not really tape, but see, those are doing good. Boom, boom, boom. And I got a bell pepper. 5 of them. They're doing better the further out I get. That one's doing good. That one's doing okay. These are doing shitty. That one's getting eaten up, and that one is a bitch. Okay, so I think that's it. Once all this stuff fills out, later on in the summer, it's gonna be all green. With melons, 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 melons. And yeah. It's cool to be able to spread out plants instead of having like make trellises and all that shit. I mean, that'd be cool too, but this is a lot easier because you just put it right in the ground. We'll see. See how it turns out.
Mighty results. I tan. She doesn't tan. It's called a tanning booth and a tanning room.
If Patricia Krenzel looks tan, it's because she is very tan. For 10 years, she's been tanning at